These are the 20 must-dos on the Disney Treasure. Start your trip off right. Your #1 must-do for any Disney cruise is actually going to be to download the Navigator app. The Disney Cruise Line Navigator app is totally free to you and an absolute necessity when it comes to Disney cruising. Now this happens before your trip even starts, so well before you're hopping on the ship, you should download that Navigator app. There is so much that you're going to do in here, but the first and most important thing is you're going to check in and do all of your documentation before you get on the cruise right there in the Navigator app. You're also going to find out what your boarding time is, you're going to find reservations, you're going to see your show times, you're going to book excursions, and you're even going to find out where and when you're eating dinner every single night on the Navigator app. It is really your key to the world when it comes to Disney cruising and an absolute necessity, and of course, a must-do. Next up, a must-do is the sail away party, which happens once, and if you miss it, you missed it.
He's really picked a spot in the sun for this.
Well, the Disney sail away party actually happens up here on deck 11, and you're gonna see Mickey and all of his pals enjoying the celebration that your vacation is about to begin. Now, if you want, you can head up to deck 12 to get a view over top, or if you want to get really close, this is going to be the spot right below the funnel vision.
Here we go! From 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
So that was the sail away party. It is so much fun. I try to do it on every single cruise that I can because it's just a great way to kick off your vacation. It's a great way to really get excited and get in the spirit, which honestly you're probably already excited at this point, but it is a must. It really only takes about 15 minutes. I had to look at the clock. It is not long at all, and it's just a fun little hype, exciting moment, especially if you have kiddos, but highly recommend. And again, if you miss it the first time, unfortunately there's only one per cruise because you only sail away once. So make sure you check it out and find it in your Navigator app if you aren't quite sure what time it starts. A nice thing about a lot of these must-dos is you don't necessarily have to do them in order. One of my favorite things to do is to check out the gorgeous view from your room, and I like to do that pretty much immediately, but I also like to do it every single day. There are several different room types. We are in a deluxe veranda, so there's a little bit of extra space, and we also get to go outside. One thing I feel so spoiled by is this veranda in general. Let's see if I can get it open. So this must-do for me is checking out the view from your room. Whether you have a ocean view room, or if you have a veranda room or a deluxe veranda room, checking out that view is one of my favorite things. Quincy says this is actually her favorite place to spend time on a Disney cruise. It's just to sit out, look over the open water, and really relax, especially for me in the mornings. I love to grab a cup of coffee and come sit out here and just really enjoy the peacefulness of it all. Now, there are interior rooms that of course don't have the portholes or the views that you can enjoy. However, if you want something similar, I highly recommend going by the pool pretty early in the morning. A lot of people are not out there yet. You can kind of get that same vibe, especially if you're up on deck 12 facing out. You can get that nice serenity before everyone joins you on the pool deck. If you want to see a full tour of our room, you can go check out the Full Treasure vlog, which Quincy has done up on the channel right now. Now, as you're checking out the ship, one thing you are going to do almost every night if you want to, and you should do, is check out the Rotational Dining. That is a must-do on the list, and I'm going to take you through all of them. Rotational Dining is a cruise staple. Disney is absolutely known for theirs. There are typically 2 dining times, one around 6 and one around 8:15, and you're going to be assigned one by Disney, but if you like to switch times, you can always ask guest relations when you first get on the ship. The Treasure has tons of really exciting options, and the first one we are heading to is World of Marvel. Now, this one is a little bit different if you've seen anything about the Wish. There is a World of Marvel over there on the Wish as well, but the storylines are what's going to be different, and that's super, super exciting, so that way you get a new experience even if you've already been on the Wish. The theme for this World of Marvel here on the Treasure is Guardians of the Galaxy. The dining experience is going to transport you to an interactive world where a mission unfolds around you. Here you get to see the new show, Marvel Celebration of Heroes, the Groot Remix. This dinner and show includes a story told on the screens across the restaurant, and Groot needs your help to throw a birthday bash for Rocket.
I will, if you don't see for the appetizers, I'm trying to go to the sunsets.
The next rotational dining you're gonna find us at is 1923. 1923 features an elegant Hollywood-style inspired menu by California Fusion and Cultures of Flavors. There are actually two sides to 1923, the Walt Disney side and the Roy side. Both are similar and open to breakfast as well. It's really just a fun, more elegant side of rotational dining, and we are eating on the Walt Disney side tonight. Now, one of our next must-dos is actually weirdly off the ship, but it's true for any Disney cruise line, especially the Treasure. One of these must-dos is exploring the ports. That's one of the best parts about the Disney cruise line is you have such a nice, wonderful, fun vacation, and you get to travel to new and different places without ever moving your luggage, which I think is a huge win. Now, when it comes to the Treasure, they are going to have different ports of call all throughout the Caribbean, and it's going to be launching from Port Canaveral, Florida, when you hop on board. Now, you do get to go to Castaway Cay, which is Disney's private island, which is so much fun and one of my favorite places to go, but you are actually not going to be able to go to Lookout Cay just yet. That is not on the itinerary for the Treasure, so don't expect to go to Disney's newest destination, because that's not quite where you're going to find yourself. Now, sometimes me and my family would not always get off at every single port of call. That's definitely up to you and yours, which ones you want to explore, but at the very least, I highly encourage you to explore Castaway Cay. I did not get off this ship because, of course, we're here for the Treasure, so we spent the entire day on the Treasure while Miranda and Angie went to go explore Castaway Cay, and they had so much fun. There's so much to do: snorkeling, bikes, you can go eat at Cookie's Barbecue. There is just a great time. It's also full of relaxing if you're interested in that, or if you want to kind of get that heart rate up, you can go run a 5K. To each their own. I won't be doing that, but you could. Another Disney must-do, of course. This is for any Disney cruise line, theme park, anything. You have to have at least one photo with Mickey and Minnie. Specifically on the Treasure, Captain Minnie has set sail on the high seas, and her outfit is to die for. Now, she's not the only character you can meet. You can meet so many people on your Disney cruise. They have tons of different characters. They have different sailings even. One time, Brian and I went to an entire Marvel-themed cruise, and there were so many Marvel characters. It's so much fun. It definitely adds a little bit of life when you're out kind of searching around and you see those characters roaming. It just makes it feel more immersive, I guess. So grab at least a picture with Mickey and Minnie if you're able, but with any characters that you want to. If you're curious about times and where to find them, all of that, of course, is going to be in your Navigator app. Shopping on a Disney cruise might not be a must-do for everyone, but it's a must-do for me, so it's on this list. So much to see and purchase. One of the places here is Dory's Forget-Me-Nots. It's up here on deck 10, and you can see all of the different fun merch. Each ship actually has their own, so of course the Treasure has a ton of exciting things. I'm probably gonna get a pin because of course I am. But they also have necessities. If you think, no, I'm not much of a merch collector, fair, but you might need sunscreen, Crocs, hats. There's a lot of little things you might forget. So shopping on a Disney cruise a lot of times does end up becoming a must-do. And there are tons of different stores that they have. Now, we came on down to the Grand Hall to show you where you can find some more of that great shopping. They have things like Palace Treasures if you're looking for some really gorgeous jewelry or fine watches. You also can find Royal Regalia, very similar, more jewelry, more refined pieces. All out of my budget, of course. And then right next door is where you're gonna find Once Upon a Time, where you can find handbags, Cartier, watches, a lot of really nice brand names. And then that is next door to Wishes, so you can tell lots of jewelry, lots of Rolexes, really gorgeous purses, a lot of higher end things like Citizen watches and Dooney & Burke as well are available here. Across the hall, you can also find Treasures Untold, where you can find a lot more of that Treasure-specific merchandise, and you can also find the Pandora options, because Pandora does partner with Disney, so if you're a Pandora charm collector, you can find that as well. And then another little last shopping place we'll talk about specifically is Mickey's Mainsail. This is here on deck 6, and this is where you're going to find a lot of your Disney favorites. You're going to find a lot of the Treasure specific merch, like this gorgeous Spirit jersey and ears, which I love the ears. But you're also going to find your plushies. You're going to find your more generic Disney Cruise Line merch. You're going to find your kiddos things. So a lot of that more generic Disney that's maybe not quite so pricey, that's what you're gonna find in here. They also have a lot of necessities up here in Mickey's Mainsail. They even have hairspray. They have a lot of little things that you might forget, like
bottles, bottle cleaners, hairbrushes, anything you can think of as far as basic necessities go, they have. They might not have the brand you like, but they definitely have it if it's an absolute necessity. All of the shopping and the dining and the drinking and the excursions, there's lots of fun to be had at Disney, but sometimes maybe you just also want to relax, and there are so many different little ways to pamper yourself, especially on the Treasure. My personal favorite way to pamper yourself is here on deck 5 on the forward side of things, and this is where you're gonna find Senses Spa and Fitness. Senses is one of my absolute favorite places to unwind. This is a spa. They have so many different treatments, massages. You can actually go and just hang out in the rainbow room, a little bit of a sauna situation. It's so nice. And then if you're looking to kind of get your heart rate up, you can head over here to Senses Fitness. If you're not necessarily looking for a full spa treatment, but you still want something really nice just for yourself, you can also go to the Untangled Salon, get your hair done, get your nails done. If that's not your speed, but you still want a haircut, Hook's Barbery is also available. If you want some good drinks, you can head there as well. Or if you're on the younger side, Bippity Boppity Boutique is going to be a great option for you. Now, these things are all an upcharge, but honestly, I truly think they're worth it. Some of my favorite memories when we came on a Disney cruise as kids is my mom and I actually went to Senses together and each got a little bit of pampering. It was so much fun. I remember it so vividly, and I just think it's a really sweet way to unwind and truly relax. Now, another thing you have to do if you're able and if you want to is maybe consider a parents only night. We're on deck 12, we're on the aft, and we are going to check out the spaces where you can find those adult only sections. One of those is the Rose, which is a really gorgeous Beauty and the Beast themed lounge. We're actually going to find Miranda in here. And then also back here is where you're going to find Palo and Enchanté. Enchanté, I can't say it. Palo and Enchanté. One of my favorite things about the Rose, which you can also find over at Palo and Enchanté, which we're going to talk about in a second, is the gorgeous views outside of these massive windows. Now, the Rose is wonderful, and it is adult only, and I'm whispering because no one's in here, but it's absolutely gorgeous and beautifully connects with Enchanté. Now, when it comes to dinner for adults, the adult-only signature restaurant here on the Disney Treasure is Palo, which is typical for a Disney cruise. You can have a 270-degree oven view in this restaurant that has the best views on the entire ship. It features North Italian cuisine, and the restaurant is considered a must-do for a lot of Disney adult cruisers at least once. They do have multi-course dinners, desserts, champagnes, and a really delicious brunch. Dinner at Palo can get pretty pricey, but you can find a prefix menu for roughly $70 a person, and then brunch will run you about $45 per person. Now, right across from Palo is Enchanté. This is a Beauty and the Beast themed adult-only restaurant. It premieres an elegant experience with a menu created by 3 Michelin star chefs. Ocean views and international cuisine are all a part of the upscale dining experience, and in addition to dinner, they also offer a brunch and dessert seating as well. They have a very exciting champagne brunch, which has glasses of bubbly and a French-inspired prefix meal, and of course dessert, because you kind of have to. And then they also have just desserts, which helps you indulge in a 5-course dessert menu served with some coffee, which sounds just to die for. Now, I might not be adult dining, but I am going to get, of course, an adult beverage while we're up here at the Rose, and we are grabbing one of the new ones. Now, there are some changes here at this Rose compared to the one that is on the Wish. They have 3 new drinks and no secret menu, just in case you were wondering. Now, the 3 new drinks, one is called the Baroque, the other is the Chocolat, and then the final one is this Martini Royale, which is $100, but it's also served with caviar. Now, we are going to be trying, we being me and the lovely Miranda. Now, we're going to be trying the Baroque. It is gunpowder gin, vermouth, maraschino, Aperol, and lime for $15. Now, this absolutely gorgeous looking drink is the Baroque, and they explained to us there is no garnish for this drink because the glass itself is the garnish in this gorgeous rose glass. That's really good. If you're curious about food and the taste and our ranking of everything, go check out that food video where I, along with Miranda, we're gonna talk about how we feel about this. Now, if you're on a Disney cruise and you are not going to the lounges, you are missing out on a major part of the specialty of going on a Disney cruise. When it comes to the Disney Treasure, there are so many lounges that we are super excited about. The biggest ones being Skipper Society and the Haunted Mansion Parlor. So we're gonna check them out, of course, and sip and drink our way through them as we're here on the cruise. First off, we are starting with the Skipper Society, which is themed to the Jungle Cruise, of course. So if you're looking for Skipper Society, it is right here in the middle, the Jungle Cruise Lounge, and it is in place of Tiana's Bayou if you have been on the Disney Wish or seen any of our coverage. And I found this redhead. Boop. And you guys have, for our taste notes at the lounges, you have to go watch her food video.
Yeah, for all the taste notes on the food video.
Yeah.
Because we didn't want to bog down these other videos.
No.
Because we're eating and drinking.
You're just gonna see a
lot.
sip, you're gonna know what we're sipping, but if you wanna find out if it's good or not, you gotta go to that girl. All right, so this is the full spread that we're trying here at Skipper. We're just gonna do a little sip, a little montage, and then again, if you wanna find out if it's good or bad, another awesome lounge is Periscope Pub, which is inspired by 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea. Oh hey, another lounge, and this one, it's haunted. If you want to see more of this one, you guessed it, food video. The last lounges we are going to try out is the Scat Cat Lounge, which I am personally super, super excited about. There are so many. We're going to grab a drink, and then, yeah, we're going to grab a drink. Just leave it at that. So of course there's also the Sarabi Lion King Lounge, which we checked out during our entertainment section. There's the Triton Lounge, and I think out of all the ones we've tried, I'm a fan of the Aristocat Scat Cat Lounge. It's just absolutely gorgeous, but there are so many things to see and do in the lounges that you should go even if it's not to grab a drink. Personally, I think it is a must-do to go see a Disney movie here in one of their incredible theaters on any Disney cruise, but especially the Disney Treasure. Here, right here. This is the Neverland. Right here? Right here. This is the Neverland movie theater. They also have a Wonderland movie theater, both of which are playing brand new Disney movies. Right now they're playing Wolverine and Deadpool, which just came out not too long ago.
Which is called Deadpool and Wolverine.
I need you guys to know it's 11:30 and I have not seen the film yet. On the other side, they're doing things like Moana 2, which is in theaters right now. That's really, really exciting. I also think that's actually a pretty big perk when you're here, especially if you're just looking for some chill time and you want to see a movie and you're like, nah,
I don't really care to go pay to see it.
you can go see it here because it's already included. It is an absolute must-do to check out all of the shows and entertainment when you're on any Disney cruise. And mainly, you're gonna do a lot of that here in the Walt Disney Theater. Look, there's some entertainment shows now. One of my favorite little things is actually upstairs on the deck outside by the pool, and that's where you're gonna find Funnel Vision. I do kind of include Funnel Vision in the shows and entertainment, although you could put it in the movies category as well. Funnel Vision is basically just where they play Disney movies all day long on the pool deck, and so you can just be like floating through the ocean watching your favorite classic films. It's actually some of my favorite memories with my mom. She and I laid and watched Peter Pan for hours one day on our Disney cruise, and I think it's just sweet and it's a great way to relax. Another great aspect of shows and entertainment is the Broadway style shows that you can find at the Walt Disney Theater. Right now on this treasure cruise, they're doing Beauty and the Beast, which is a retelling of the classic story. You can also find Disney Sees the Adventure. The Disney Sees the Adventure it was a new musical when The Wish premiered it, but now they've brought it over to the Treasure as well. Captain Minnie is handing over the helm to Goofy, who's ready to take responsibility of Captain. And then the new show that they are premiering here at the Treasure is The Tale of Moana. It's debuting exclusively here on the Disney Treasure, and they're bringing Moana to life on the stage. It looks really, really incredible, and one thing that is something Disney's really been selling is the giant Tafiti puppet, which is just really, really cool. They also have incredible performers all throughout the cruise, literally at multiple parts of the ship all the time almost. We actually saw an incredible live performer tonight at Sarabi's, which you can see some clips of here. Absolutely wonderful. I mean, I'm gonna pull a Sage Starkey for a second. Live entertainment is incredibly important. Hashtag live entertainment is important. And it is just, I think they bring the ship to life. They add a lot of nightlife experience. If you wanna hear some wonderfully talented people, go grab a cocktail and do so. But you know what?
my next must-do is?
What?
Hanging out at the kids' clubs,
Oh my
which
gosh.
we can only do for a brief amount of time. So
Yes.
we're gonna give you the full overview, and if you're able to do it on your entire cruise, you should be doing it.
Yeah, you children.
Or just go to the open house.
Yeah, when you're an adult, you can hang in there for limited hours during the day.
We wish it was the whole time.
Yeah.
So one of the most exciting things about the kids club is if you want to get down to the Oceaneers Club, you can take the stairs, you can. Or you can take the really fun slide, which I just got to do, that is only available to adults during the open house, but kiddos can do it all day long. You know, open to close, that is. Disney Cruise Line is a family cruise line, so it's not surprising that they have special areas for every age. I do secretly wish that I could hang out at the kids club all day long, but that's just me. For those smaller kiddos, they do have It's a Small World Nursery. Where we are right now is the Disney Oceaneer Club and Lab. This is for 3 to 12-year-olds. Here they have Marvel Superhero Academy, Fairy Tale Hall, Star Wars Cargo Bay, Walt Disney Imagineering Lab, and Mickey and Minnie's Captain Deck. So we've just been quickly exploring, playing around. There are more things to do for our older kiddos, which we'll talk about in a minute, but this is so much fun. These spaces are so incredible. They're so interactive, and what I've really loved is I'm learning while I'm playing the games. You can actually go back again and again and again and level up and open up new games. Super fun, and we've even gotten to meet some characters and say hi to some friends really quickly. Belle was in her library. Black Panther was here helping us superheroes try to get a little bit better being superheroes. We don't think it's our time just yet, but we're working on it. Now, fun isn't just for the little kiddos. You can also head up to Edge, where I'm at. This is for 11 to 14-year-olds. A colorful and illuminated dance floor for tweens. They do karaoke, they have gaming consoles. Lots of really fun in this space. Absolutely gorgeous. But it doesn't stop there. There's actually something called Vibe for 14 to 17-year-olds. It's a media room. They have a stage area, sun deck, deck games. Lots of fun for those crews. And then they actually have the Hideaway as well, which is a space for tweens and teens and young adults. The Hideaway includes a dance floor, smoothie bar, and disco lights. And something that is a little bit more exciting for those 18 to 20-year-olds who maybe can't grab a drink with their parents just yet is the 1820 Society. Rather than going underground or finding a special spot, the 1820 Society offers something for cruisers 18 to 20 to get together for activities. It's not heavily publicized and there's no real space for it, but you can find some info on it on the Disney Navigator app. It's led by a cast member and it's just different activities throughout the entire ship, just to kind of hang out with people at your own age if you want. If you are not eating pretty much constantly on a Disney cruise, you're not doing one of the must-dos. And I'm not even talking about rotational dining, I'm talking about everything else. When it comes to grubbing, there is an awesome quick service section out here by the pools and the funnel vision, like Minnie's Delights, where you can find some soft serve ice cream. You also can find Goofy's Grill, which is things like hamburgers, Impossible Burgers, hot dogs, and all the good fixins'. And then over here, as we get closer, this is where you're going to find the smokestack barbecue. This is Mickey's, and then that is majority of what you're gonna find. There's some other things on the side. We're gonna do the full lab. You're also gonna find pizza pies with Miss Daisy, 4 cheese prosciutto margarita, plant-based sausage, and then Donald's Cantina. This is all a part of the quick services that you can find out here. They are not available all day long, but they are a great lunch if you are at sea. This is all a part of Mickey and Friends Festival of Food. So let's grab a bite and see if it's any good. Now for my lunch, I ended up going to Donald's and I grabbed one of the taco bowls. I ended up getting the fajita chicken, cilantro rice. You can tell it's a lot of everything. I got corn salsa, I got black bean salsa, guac, regular salsa, queso fresca. There's a ton in here and I'm actually really excited to try it. It looks very good. Now if you want to hear, of course, you've heard of this 1,000 times, if you want to hear what this tastes like, go to Quincy's video. But if you're just looking to find all the different options, you can also go snack at Mark's Lane Market for breakfast or lunch, although their hours are a little bit more limited, so make sure to check your Navigator app. And then you're going to see Emma this morning having room service. Another great way to enjoy extra food all around the ship is room service. Room service you can order all throughout the night. Quincy just woke up. And you can also pre-order for breakfast, which is what we did this morning, which I grabbed some cereal,
we have some Danishes, and we also got some coffee, which is just really nice and convenient.
Another major must-do is going to the pools on a Disney cruise ship. There are actually several, and I'm gonna quickly show you the ones that we can. Right here in front of the funnel vision is where you're gonna find Minnie's pool. Above Minnie's pool is Pluto's pool. Across from that is Daisy's pool, which is not quite open just yet today. Donald's pool. Across from Donald's is Goofy's, which this one is luckily open. Now down here is funnel vision. We have just walked across the deck, and this is where you're going to find the Toy Story Splash Zone. I really struggled to get that out. This is where you're gonna find the Toy Story Splash Zone. Then right next to the Splash Zone is where you're gonna find Slidosaurus Rex, which is a really fun kid ride. Kid slide. It's a slide. And it has a 15-minute wait. Wow. And sticking with that Toy Story theme, if you're looking for Trixie's Falls, she is right here on the other side of the splash zone and the slide. And then finally, this is the Chip and Dale pool. It's all the way up on the forward on deck 14. I thought it would be a lot harder to find, but it was actually pretty simple. It is not open yet. It's not open all day today while I'm filming, but again, always be checking that Navigator app to see when things pop open, because it could be different for your cruise. Hey look, it's two girls together again. My next must-do is one that will surprise nobody, because it's a magic must-do.
I thought she was gonna stop talking, but she really just pushed through.
When it comes to coffee on a Disney Cruise Line, I think it is an absolute necessity. And luckily for us on the Treasure, there are so many places to get coffee. We're gonna swing by them all, do a few taste tests, and that way you can kind of find them. First up is the adults only Cove Cafe. Okay, I did something I never do, and I got a hot coffee so that way we could talk about the character coffees. This is a really neat thing that you can do on the Disney Cruise Line, but you can also do at certain Disney World locations, the Joffrey's at Disney Springs, and they'll do character coffees for you. I went with Ariel, just so that way we could kind of check it out, and it's so gorgeous. There's so many characters, and you can do it only on hot drinks, but you can do it at several different locations. Next up on our coffee route, we're at the Hey Hey Cafe here on mid-level 4. To Hey Hey. To Hey Hey. And right one floor up, directly on top of Hey Hey, is the Jade Cricket Cafe, which is so beautiful and themed to Mulan. And yes, we're also gonna grab something here. Cheers, Jade Cricket. And with that, that is our coffee section. I love it. I think that this is one of my favorite must-dos. It is an upcharge. You're not gonna get these coffees that we've been trying included in your cruise, but I think every once in a while it's worth it. If you want something that is included in the cruise, you can always grab that room service or head over to Marceline Market where it's available. It's just plain black coffee, but sometimes that's all you need. For me, it's not a Disney cruise unless you're eating ice cream pretty much every hour on the hour. And luckily for us, there's a lot of places you can do that. The best is here. We're going to talk about it in a moment. But this is an upcharge. We'll talk about the other as well. If you're looking for an upcharge specialty treat, you're going to head over here to Jumbo's Sweets. This is a Zootopia themed sweet shop where you're going to find a lot of ice cream and gelato. And Nick Wilde and Judy Hopps are here too, which we'll check them out. But we're all going to grab a few little bites and try them out. Again, this is an upcharge. This is not included, but if you're looking for ice cream and you don't want to pay extra for it, we'll grab some of that too. All right, so here we grabbed a little bit of everything. I actually got two because I could not resist. So I got the macaron gelato and the Snickers gelato. Miranda grabbed the mango coconut, right? And then what'd you grab, Angie?
I grabbed the cookies and cream gelato with whipped cream and Jumbo's sprinkles on top.
Now Jumbo's is really tasty, but again, it is not free. It is an upcharge. So let's walk across the deck because we're here on deck 11 and we're gonna go get something that anyone can get for no upcharge. So part of the quick service is Minnie's Delights, where you can grab some soft serve ice cream, and that's what I'm gonna be doing right now because why shouldn't we have both? Today they have vanilla chocolate and a vanilla chocolate swirl. Yesterday they had banana and strawberry and then banana strawberry swirl, so very exciting. So I read the menu, but you should definitely go ask because someone behind me asked, this is mango, which I accidentally ordered when I saw the color. I thought it was banana, but I'm very excited it's mango. And then they also had blueberry, so definitely ask before you order, even if it's not listed on the daily menu. There is nothing like Disney soft serve on a Disney cruise. So good. When it comes to having adventures on the Disney Treasure, the Aqua Mouse is a must-do on our list because it is so much fun. The Aqua Mouse is right here on deck 11, and it is what they consider the coaster at sea. This one is really exciting. It is available on the Disney Wish, but what's really exciting about the Treasure is that it is a brand new storyline. This one is Mickey and Minnie and the Curse of the Golden. It's really more of a show and then also a slide on the way down. It is so much fun. You have to do it at least once, and it is a pretty popular attraction, so the wait times can get a little bit out of hand. And by that, I just mean like 30 minutes. It's nothing crazy, but for a cruise ship, you know, you're not prepared to do that all the time. It is so much fun though, and I highly, highly recommend. Again, just doing it once is great. It's going to be those days at sea that the lines get pretty long, but if you actually decide to stay on the boat instead of getting off at every port, that is a perfect time to hop on the Aquamouse. In case you were curious, it is a 760-foot wild water ride. It takes you through a tube up the top of the Disney Treasure and features scenes from Mickey and Minnie, the Curse of the Golden Egg. It is only available here on the Treasure and kind of goes all across this top deck. It's so much fun. They talk about the immersive show scenes, special effects, and even ocean views as you're kind of heading down and splashing around. Now, if you don't become a pirate for a night, you are missing out on a major Disney Cruise Line must-do, and it's no different for the Disney Treasure. Every Disney cruise has a Disney Pirates Night, which is so much fun and an absolute must-do, and of course, we did dress up for it. Disney does tons of themed nights. The Pirate is just one of them. If you are sailing for a Christmas cruise or even a Halloween cruise, you can definitely be sure to keep your eyes out for those. Everyone, and I mean almost everyone, gets dressed up for Pirate Night. It takes place in the evening. For us tonight, it's 10, but it can vary depending on what cruise you're on. You can watch from here on deck 11, or you can watch right above us from deck 12. Both are really good viewing areas. Deck 11 is kind of where the dance party happens if you want to get into that, or if you just kind of want to watch the show and not necessarily be in the middle of the show, deck 12 is going to be great. Happens here on deck 11, and I am honestly surprised that more people are not here. Hey, we asked, and I'm not following my own advice. We did not check the Navigator app. I thought it was 10, and it's actually 10:30 firework, but the actual show is starting around 10:15. There's a really fun stage show that features different cast members, different pirates, depending on what you're doing for the night, and it's just a really fun reason to dress up, sing some sea shanties, and catch Mickey and his friends in all of their pirate costumes. Another really, really fun must-do, and the perfect end or evening cap for a Disney day is watching fireworks here on any of your Disney cruises. This only happens on Pirates Nights. It is a must for a Disney cruise. It is so much fun, and it's not long. It's not a big grandiose show like you're gonna see at Magic Kingdom. It's just something really fun that you can kind of put a little cap on the end of your evening.
If you like this video, go ahead and like and subscribe.
Now, if you want to go see all of those taste notes we were talking about and all of the food on the Disney Treasure, you can go find it on the channel right now.
We'll see you there.